All right. Make sure we're recording. Perfect. All right, we're recording. Well, welcome to the Event Hawk exclusive. Nope, we're not doing funnels, not today. Automations, Event Hawk automations crash course. How to automate your party rental business, how to go ahead and set up automations in Event Hawk. We're going to walk you through the basics of setting up automations and open up a can of worms and blow your mind of all the awesome things that you can do with automated text messages, automated emails, even automated phone calls. And yes, absolutely, we are going to talk about ChatGPT and AI automation. Now, we're not going to be able to go through everything. This is like a wormhole where you just get sucked in and you will be able to do so much. So we're going to give you the tip of the thread, and it is up to you to go in and jump in and start to do some of this stuff and explore. And the hope here, though, the end goal is for you to create some automations today and then share with us, share what's working, what's not. Anybody who claims to know everything is selling you a bag of lies, right? Every business is different. Every market is different. What works for your customers may not work for my customers. We're visionaries here at Event Hawk. We have so many different ideas, but we're stronger together. So if you can go out and create some automations, and I create some automations, we all test them. We say, wow, this one I really thought would work, but didn't work. But this other one is really kicking butt. It's getting me some bookings. That's really what we want to share. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump right in to the good stuff. So all the fun stuff that you want to do here with automations, you need to be on desktop. Obviously, you set it up, and then from there, you can use your mobile once it's set up. Now, to get to automations, you're going to log in on desktop, and you're going to go to automations on the left. If you don't see automations here, just shoot us a text, let us know, or email us, and we'll get that we'll get that added there for you. But once you click automations, you're going to see a bunch of fun stuff here. Now, you're going to see three tags here, or three tabs: workflows, campaigns, triggers. You want to play in workflows. This is where you want to hang out, right? So again, you click on automations on the left, you go to workflows, and you're going to go ahead and create a workflow. So once you create a workflow, right, you are going to see a bunch of preset options. You are more than welcome to go ahead and play around with these, but I'm a big fan of starting from scratch, and you're about to see why, right? I'm going to show you today how to do three automations, okay? Number one, we're going to talk about how to create an automation from a form, right? How do we make it so that somebody fills out a form and then they get some kind of automation, some kind of automated text message, automated email, whatever. This is going to be probably your most powerful automation is a form, because you collect their information, and then from there, you are good to go. You can do so much once you have somebody's information. So form is going to be really awesome. Number two is going to be how to go ahead and create an automation from a tag. So forms are really good for people who have never interacted with your business. You don't have their information. One great idea, one really effective one is Facebook groups. Man, Facebook groups are like a gold mine. You join a Facebook group, a local Facebook group that has a bunch of moms and dads in there, and you go ahead and you drop a form in there and say, hey, special offer for Chicagoland moms that are part of this group, and you have them fill out a form. You can really customize a text that goes out to them to say, hey, thank you for, Chicago mom, whatever group. This is a special offer for you guys. Or it can even be totally natural. Like, hey, I think I met you in the Chicago moms group. We actually have some special offers going on this. When is your kid's birthday? I'm going to show you step-by-step how to do that. That's the power of forms. But then let's say you bring them in and you tag them Chicagoland moms, so you know they're from that group. Now, how do you go ahead and set up automations moving forward based on a tag? And then last but not least, we're going to talk about some ChatGPT stuff. So with that said, boom, let's go right in. And when we're here, remember, we went to automations on the left, workflows, and I'm a big fan of starting from scratch. Start from scratch, continue. And this is your workflow builder. This is where the fun stuff happens. First thing you want to do before you do anything else is give it a name, right? We're going to call this one Facebook group form. This way I know what it is, and I'm going to click save. Now, there's two main parts to every workflow. Three main parts you want to look at. Three main parts you always want to check before you say, I'm done with this workflow. Number one, the trigger. How do they get into the workflow? Number two, what happens after they get into the workflow? What are the automations? And number three, the settings. What are the settings that that decide kind of what happens in the workflow? Two very important settings are allow reentry. Do you want to allow people to be into this workflow again? Or is it only a one-time workflow and then stop on response? We'll talk about these a little bit. So let's start with the trigger, right? This is the trigger. How do they come into your workflow? And if you click here, you see all the different options. These are very, very important for how you can get people into this workflow. Now, most of these are included with your subscription. They're free. Some of them have a cost, right? If it's like a premium trigger, high level charges for that. So like ChatGPT and all this stuff, there's a like per every time the API runs, there's a cost. It's like pennies, but you should know that those are not free, and it does tell you which ones those are. Okay, so the first thing, the easiest here, let's just go through these real quick. You can do a birthday reminder if you have their birthday, which is really, really awesome, right? You can do that with a form, right? Send out a form to all your customers and say, what's your kid's birthday? And then now you have their birthday, and you can do a birthday reminder. You can do, once a tag is added, you can do an automation. Let me tell you the main ones here. Booked appointments, we don't really do much with unless you do like consultations. That you do through your booking software. Memberships, we don't really do much with. Payments, you shouldn't really do too much with. The biggest one you're going to use is form submitted, right? So let's look at these green ones right here, right? So you have customer replied. So if a customer replies with a certain word, you can trigger an automation. If a form is submitted, this is the first place you want to start because this tells you what's possible. What can I actually automate straight from EventHawk and high level without having to use something like Zapier or something outside? This is all the stuff that's already built in. Okay. So form submitted is the one you really want to use. This is the one we're going to show you first, right? So form submitted. And once you click that, so again, how I got here was I clicked add new workflow trigger, and then I typed in the word form. And I said, when a form is submitted, I want something to happen. So it kind of hides this here, but you got to tell it which form. So you want to add a filter. And now you're going to tell it which form, when which form is submitted. So you select filter, form is, and then you go, which form do you want it to use? Now, I highly recommend if you're going to do what we're talking about here, which is a Facebook group automation, you want to have a separate form, not your regular coupon form. For argument's sake here, just keep things simple, I'm going to go ahead and pick this one, but I'll show you at the end of this how to create a new form as well. But you want to create a new form separate for this so that they can get a unique automation. But let's just assume this is the right form. We're going to click Save Trigger. So now you see this here, the trigger is done. 1 out of 3 is done. We said number 1, trigger, number 2, actions, number 3, settings. So the trigger is when a form is submitted. And we now know that when the coupon form is submitted, something needs to happen. Now, here's where it gets really fun. What happens when this form is submitted? You click this plus sign here, click add first action, and now you see all of the different things you can do when a form is submitted. And this is where, man, I could spend hours in here, just 3 a.m. playing around, adding all kinds of stuff. It's a big, big rabbit hole. So the number one simplest thing you want to do is sending an email or a text message. So if you want to send a SMS, so when they fill out the form and they say, hey, I want your special offer or something like that, send them a text message. You select it here and it says, okay, what do you want the text message to say? And you just write out your text message one time and it's there. So, hey, thanks for, or I would say, I'm all about conversation, right? Hey, we're both in the Chicagoland Moms Facebook group, and my company is offering a special promo for group members. And if you guys have watched any of my content, I'm all about conversation. So when is the next time you have a birthday party? Like something like that. This is really, I'm just kind of shooting from the hip here, but you write out your text and it's all about split testing, right? See how many responses you get to this, see how it works. And then from there, custom values is really important, another rabbit hole, but you can actually automatically fill in their name because remember, they gave you their name, email, phone number in the form. So now rather than just saying, hey, we can make it customizable, put a space and add custom values, and we can add any one of this information here that we have in the contact is what they filled out. Let's just put their first name. So now it'll say, hey, Mary, we're both in the blah, 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 blah. Boom. Save action. And now you have your very first action. So when a form is submitted, send out this text message. Pretty cool, right? Only problem is this is not going to be natural at all. It's going to be like, you know, as soon as they submitted the form, they got the text. So I'm also a big fan of adding wait steps. So a wait step will go ahead and add a delay from the time they submit the form to the time then you send them the text. So you can add actions before or after the action. So I'm going to go ahead and click the plus sign here, and I'm going to add a wait step. So how many minutes do you want to wait? So let's just say 5 minutes. 5 minutes after they submit the form, hit save, and now they fill out the form, you wait 5 minutes, and then they get a text. And what you can do with all this is you can rename these as well, right? So you can name this Facebook form submitted, because it does get, as you build a lot of these, it does get hard to know what's happening. Wait, so you could just call this wait 5 minutes. And you notice when I do that, it'll rename it here. Instead of SMS, send intro text. So now we know that when the Facebook form is submitted, wait 5 minutes and send the intro text. Derek says you may also want to send the text during normal hours. Yes, perfect, Derek. Thank you. I was going to show that next. So this one here, when you go ahead and click wait, there's a little advanced window here. So let's say somebody fills out the form at 3 a.m. You don't want to send them a text at 3 a.m., right? So if you check this thing next to advanced window, it'll show you what window do you want to go through. So you can go Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., for example. And how this works is if they fill out the form at 3 a.m., it'll wait until the next day. So if it's 3 a.m. on a Saturday, it'll wait until Monday at 9 a.m. and then wait 5 minutes and then send the text. That's how that works. So they fill out the form, wait 5 minutes, send them the text. And then here, you can go ahead and add additional steps. Maybe we want to send them an email as well. We can even set up a call. This is crazy, where you can actually call them. And this is actually, this is mind-blowing the way this works. But if you really want to make money, you really got to talk to customers. And I don't know about you, but I've had tons of customers tell me that they booked with me because I was the only company that called them. I know we're all about automation these days, but people like working with people. And how this works is it will call the customer when you tell it to call the customer, but before it rings their phone, it'll ring your phone and it will say whatever you say in the whisper message. So it will say, you have a new lead from the Facebook group. Press 1 to call them. I think it's press any key. So press any key to call them. Their name is crazy. So if you want to say their name is full name, and it will actually call your phone and it'll say this to you. It'll whisper this. It's called a whisper message. And it'll whisper, it'll say, press any key to call them. Their name is, Mary Foster. And then you press 1 and then it'll ring their phone. And there's a explainer here. And you click save action. This is really, really aggressive, but it's the next, it's next level stuff right here, right? And you could add a wait step here as well, right? And what's cool is you can actually add wait steps. You can copy them. So if you want to copy this step, it'll say, do you want to copy just this action or everything under it? And I'm going to say I want to copy just this action, and I'm going to copy here. So they're going to fill out the form. It's going to wait 5 minutes, send them a text, then wait another 5 minutes and call them. Now, what we can do here is we could say only call them if they don't respond to the text within 5 minutes. And to do that, it's a little tricky, but here's how you do that. So here, wait 5 minutes during business hours. And here we could say, rather than a time delay, we could actually change this over. And a lot of people don't know about this. You can actually say, add a wait step. And instead of a time delay, you can contact reply, wait for a reply on certain steps. So we wait for them to reply to the intro text. And then once they reply to the intro text, then wait 5 minutes, then call them. Pretty crazy, right? So I'm going to call this one, wait 5 minutes after they reply to the intro text. All right. I like to save often because if anything happens, you lose all this. So here's my workflow so far. Next one I want to show you is if. If is really, really big one here. If else. Now you should automatically have people get tagged stuff in your event hawk, right? So for example, when they fill out the form, they get tagged, I think like coupon form. So you can set it to where if they have already interacted with me before, then say this. If they've never interacted with me before, say that. So condition, this is where it creates a branch. So to do a branch based on a tag, you're going to first add if else. And then you're going to say if what? Well, we're going to go to contact details because that's what tags are. And we're going to type in tags. So if the tag includes coupon form filled. So if they have filled out the coupon form before, they're not new to my business, right? They've worked with my business before, then do this. So if they've filled out the coupon form before, save action. And now look what happens. It creates a branch. So if they filled out the coupon form before, so yes, it'll say, yes, they filled it out. No, they did not. So if they filled it out before, that means they've already interacted with me. They've already talked to me. Now I could send them a different text message than somebody who has never talked to me before, or maybe a different coupon, right? Are you guys finding value here? Let me know in the chat and comments what you guys are thinking about this. But this is, once you, just this alone should open the door for you to do a lot of different things. So those of you on the live, let me know what else, what am I missing here that, or what more do you guys want to see kind of on this basic stuff? If not, I will move on to my next one, which is tags. So what I'm always a fan of as well, whenever you do a automation, you want to know who went through it already. So you're going to want to, my first step is usually a tag. So I will go ahead and click this plus sign and add contact tag. And I want to tag them something so I know that they went through this workflow already. Because remember, tags tell the story of the customer. Tags allow you to segment your customers. So anybody who goes through this workflow, you don't want to go through and text each and tag each one of them. So I want to tag them right when they go through this workflow. I want to tag them Facebook group lead. So I know that I met this person through a Facebook group. So add FB group lead tag. So as soon as they go through this, now I know that they've done that. And what's cool about this is we did a webinar or a couple weeks ago about how to send out a mass email. I can send a separate email to everybody who has, or even a text message, right? So this is the power. I hope you guys are starting to get this. When you know that I have 100 people that are tagged Facebook group lead, I can send them a totally different mass text message or mass email than everybody else. I could say, what's up, Chicagoland, Facebook group moms, special promo just for you. And holy crap, I know that I'm in that group every day. I know exactly who you're talking to. You're talking to me, and it's just so much more personal, right? So without tags, it's impossible to do that. So automating those tags is pretty cool. Once you've created something that you want to test and it's good to go and it's done, you're going to want to go ahead and publish it. So you click publish and save. The one thing that we didn't talk about is settings. So we talked about the trigger, we talked about the actions, and then there's settings. Settings allow re-entry. Do you want the same person if they fill out the form 2 times, do you want them to go through this automation again? Yes or no? So if you want them to, then yes. If not, then no. Depends on your business model, right? If they're going to have an event again in 3 months, do you want these same text messages? You could create a separate one. You could say, you could create a part 2 where if they fill out this form and they already have this Facebook group tag, then do this because I know that they've been there before. And that automation could start with, "What's up, Mary? Good to talk to you again," right? Because we talked to her before, for example, right? So again, that's if you want to go crazy. So that's the first one, allow reentry. And next is stop on response. So we're going to send the customer a text, we're going to call them, and then we're going to send them another text. But what if they reply to this text? Do we really still want to call them and text them again? Or is that going to be like, "Dude, I already talked to you yesterday. Why are you still bothering me?" Right? So if that's what you're going through here, right? And you want to you could, and I highly recommend this, keep following up with your customers. Like there's tons of studies about customers need like at least 7 touches before they actually talk to you. So I would do text, call, email, text, call, email, do a few follow-ups over the course of a 7-day period, right? And you do, this is what's awesome about this, guys. You set this up one time and it's like having a 24-hour employee following up with your customers and it's done. And just so you're not harassing your customers, all you got to do is turn this on. The minute that they respond to any one of my emails, calls, or text messages, just take them out of this workflow. Done. Zippy says, "This is great, loving it." Derek says, "Fire emoji." All right, I'm glad that we are adding value here. So this is how you go ahead and create an awesome workflow. You can go ahead and test the workflow by choosing yourself, which is pretty cool. So if you should already be like, if I have Brandon, I can go ahead and add Brandon here and run test, and it'll run him through the workflow. Just keep in mind, if there are wait steps, you're going to have to wait those 5 minutes. There's a enrollment history here where you can like skip the waits, etc. But I digress. So that is our very first basic workflow here. Patrick says, "Can we pay you to do all of this for us?" Yes, if you have an idea for a workflow, you can draw it on paper, write it up, and yes, we can do a lot of this stuff for you. We are coming out with a lot of workflows that are going to be included. We're doing a lot more with AI intent, as you guys know. So we're going to do a lot of that. But if you have a separate thing that you just want to happen with your business, something unique, something for you, we're not going to charge you an arm and a leg. Just let us know what you want, and we can make that happen. All right, so now we have this basic workflow. The other one I want to show you about is, okay, after this, so we got somebody, they came in for the first time, now they're done. Now I want to create a workflow number 2, okay, for existing customers. So that one was for brand new people. Real quick, to create a form, all you got to do is go to Sites on the left, and then Forms, and add a form. I recommend you make a copy of a form that we already have. So use the coupon form, duplicate it, and we will call this Facebook group form. And now we have the same exact form that you have on your pop-ups, but now it's for Facebook groups. And now we can go back, save it. Forms are a whole other thing. For forms, you just want to go to this little thing here and just see what happens after they fill out the form. That's probably the most important thing here. Just make sure that they go where you want them to go. And then now I'll go back and then go back to my automations. And I go to my Facebook group form. Automation, Facebook group form, automation. And I'm going to go ahead and switch out the form. So I have the coupon form. I'm going to switch it out to the Facebook coupon form. And now we're all set and hit save. So now when they fill out the Facebook group form, this happens. Right? All right. So now that that's done, now let's go ahead and create another automation for existing customers, right? So we're going to create another automation and we're going to start from scratch. And now we already have tags. We already have tags for people. If you're using our fully automated stuff, then it automates with your booking software. We should already know when they have an event. We should already know if they're a returning customer. We should already know all that stuff. You can create automations here for that. So let's say anybody who already filled out the coupon form. Okay, so coupon form fill promo. So coupon form fill promo, let's just call it that. I don't know if I'm making sense, but what I want to do is I want to go ahead, if somebody filled out the coupon form, and I want to wait like 2 months and then send them some other promo, whether they booked or not, right? Are we adding the form to our website on a separate? That's a really good question, actually. Great question. Let me answer that real quick. If we go to sites and then we go to forms, here you have your form. How do you use this form, right? How do you do all this, right? Like that's a good question. 2 ways. The lazy way, the fast way, is just to share the form itself. Or sorry, not share. The lazy way is to, I guess you got to open it. You got to open the form and then click integrate. The lazy way is just to copy the link and send it to people. And you say, hey, you know, it's so white and so like, ugh, right? I don't really know if I should fill this out. And it's not really trackable because it's just a link. Or you can't track like how many people viewed it versus filled it out. The better way is to embed it. The better way, where did I? Oh, here it is. Okay. So the better way is to embed this on your website, right? So then you have it embedded on your website, and then you have it as part of your website and all that good stuff. And then they've touched your website. That's the better way, is to embed it. So if you don't know how to do that, then we may be able to help. But you create a form, just embedding it on your website. You just copy this code and just paste it on a page on your website. And then you go ahead and you share that form with your clients. Now, real quick about Facebook groups, guys. You do not want to go and just start spamming Facebook groups. As you know, people will kick you out. My recommendation is to join the Facebook group, talk to the admin, give them a free bounce house rental, give them a discount, right? Give the admin, do 2 things. Tell the admin, hey, you know, this is Chicagoland moms. I'm a Chicagoland mom or dad. And hey, I'm a local business owner, right? I'm from your community and I started a business, and I'm sure you want to support people from your group who started businesses. And I want to give back too, right? I want to offer a special promo for these group members who've done an awesome job creating this group and moderating it. I want to give the members of your group a special promo. Would that be okay? And they may say, oh, yes, that's awesome. I'd love that, because that's adding value to their group. Or they may ask you for something. I did this and the admin asked me for a free bounce house for a kid. I did it. I was like, screw it. I got access to thousands of people to market, right? So that's good. And this is exactly what you can do from there. But just don't go in. You don't want to get banned from a group because you go in and you start spamming. So with that said, now let's go ahead and coupon form fill promo. So we created a new workflow. We call it coupon form fill promo. And what I want to do is, after somebody becomes they fill out our coupon form, wherever it comes from, I want to set up some future follow-up. So you want to be sending out mass text messages. You want to be sending out mass emails. But how cool would it be if you also had a scheduled drip setup? This is really, really powerful, guys. Welcome to the power of drip automation. This is it, guys. This is the next level, where you're sleeping and this thing is following up with people months down the line. So the first thing we want to do is trigger, right? We said 3 things. Trigger. I want to trigger this if anybody. So I'm going to create, so add workflow trigger, contact tag, and then add filters. Which contact tags? If the tag is added, and I'm going to go ahead and add 1 tag at a time here, coupon form fill. So that's 1 trigger. And then, or I'm going to add another one as well. I'm going to add my Facebook one. So if they filled out the coupon form, and this is why it's important to name. So you see, I have 2 contact tags. I don't know what they are. So I should have renamed it. I'm going to rename this one coupon form fill tag. And I'm going to name this one Facebook group lead tag. So now I know that if somebody has this tag or that tag, do this. So Derek or Zippy's asking, how do you know how much traffic is going through this workflow? I'll show you that in a sec here. So now I have these 2, right? And you may be able to add multiple things here. Or sorry, coupon form fill. Okay, you can add, or no, that's fine. Yeah, you got to add 1 at a time. So you have coupon form fill tag and then Facebook group lead tag. So you have these 2. If one of these tags is added, then do this. And here's where it gets fun. first thing I want to do is wait, because I know that Event Hawk is texting them right away and having all this stuff. I'm going to wait 30 days. And I want these people to book with me forever and ever and ever, right? So I'm going to wait 30 days, add window, save. Okay. And this is hypothetical, right? Maybe 14 days is better. You're going to have to test this stuff. And then I'm going to send a text message. You're going to say weekday special. Now, here's my big thing on weekdays. People want weekday work. Nobody's going to switch their party from a weekend to a weekday because you're giving them 20 bucks off. It's not going to happen, right? But after their party, they had all the hustle and bustle. They rented a bounce house, maybe from you, maybe from somebody else, right? Because this is, we don't know. This is just everybody. They saw how fun it was, but hey, I know it was hectic. How would you like to have one for you and your kids for the weekday? We'll give you 3 days for the price of one, whatever. Hey, and this is a very smart way to do this. I had a couple companies do this to me. I did not book with them. I got a quote from them. I booked with someone else. It is a real story. I still got a follow-up email like the next year that said, hey, it's time for your party. I'm like, holy crap, I didn't even book with you, but I almost thought I did. I was like, this was way back when. The way that they followed up was like, oh, it's time to book again. It was very slick. So that's kind of what you're doing here. So hey Mary, hope the bounce house went well. We're offering 3 days for the price of one. If you want to rent a bounce house or water slide for you and your kiddos, let me know what week you're thinking of, and I'll check. And I'll send you some available inflatables. Oh. So wait 30 days. Offer weekday special. And then the simplest thing to do, this is really cool, copy this. Copy all actions from here. And copy here. And this is what it does. Boom. It copied another, wait another 30 days, then offer something else. Offer cotton candy package. I don't know. I don't care what you do. Do something, right? Just keep following up. I mean, what's the worst that's going to happen? They're going to text back, stop. You're waiting 30 days. This is what businesses do. I get a text from Best Buy, I think like twice a week, offering me some kind of special that they have, right? Eventually, when it's time to book, and literally this happened the other day. I kept getting text messages and we needed to buy something. It was actually Domino's Pizza. We had a bunch of family all of a sudden, and listen, I'm not going to order the good pizza for 50 kids that are coming over. So we're like, man, we're getting Domino's. It's too many kids. They don't care, right? They don't care what kind of pizza it is. They just want Domino's. They just want pizza. And I'm like, oh crap, Domino's just texted me the other day. And sure enough, they had like 50% off or whatever. And I bought from Domino's because they texted me a few days ago. They text me like every single week or I don't know. I keep getting emails. I forgot what it was. Emails or text. I keep getting a lot of stuff from them and I ignore it, right? I don't unsubscribe, I ignore it. But eventually when the time came for me to buy something, I was like, oh yeah, they just sent me a deal. So that's kind of what you want to do. So you should send out an email. Maybe, so this is actually a good idea, right? So test@test.com, Tariq@eventhawk, test.com, promo, test. So yeah, I mean, this would be pretty cool actually. So what if we waited 14 days and then sent out an email and then waited another 14 days and then sent out a text, right? So wait 14 days, send out an email, wait 14 days. Maybe Friday is not a good time to text them, or maybe it is actually last minute. That's actually, maybe Monday's a bad day. I don't know, pick your day. And so wait 14 days, send an email, wait 14 days, send a text. And then I'm going to delete these actually, because I like this idea better. Delete all actions from here. Wait 14 days, send an email. Wait, oh crap, I deleted my text. All right, so every 14 days, send out an email or a text. And then I'm just going to copy this, copy all actions, and I'm going to put it here. Okay, you just spend a couple hours writing this out, use ChatGPT, use what you got to do. All of a sudden, you've got 3, 4, 5, 6 months of automated emails and text messages going out to your people. And if you don't have the time, do 1 month at a time. But rather than sending out a mass email to everybody one time and never doing it again. So we showed you guys last time, Brandon did a really good video on how to send out the mass emails. Grab that email and put it in here. Make that one of your emails, right? Do it 1 month at a time. And then once you've done that for 12 months, you got a whole cycle, your emails and your texts are all done, right? Just do 1 month at a time and you're good to go. But now they're already going to keep going out. And you could set exclusions where if they booked in the last whatever, then don't do this or that. But I hope, are you guys seeing value in this? I hope, let me know in the comments, let me know in the chat if you guys are seeing value in this. I'll go through these questions real quick. Zippy said this is spot on what I wanted to do. Excellent, love it. Lionel's saying a lot of value. Zippy's saying ton of value. Awesome, glad you guys are seeing value in this here. Derek says, if we do the form, do we have to send a compliance message first because the customer wouldn't be coming from the coupon fill form? We will take care of that for you. Yeah, you do want to have the compliance message. It's a great question. The reason I didn't mention it is because, so that's actually a good point. Let's see, so we don't want to keep sending the compliance message to everybody. So let's do this. What if we could set up an automation that only sends them the compliance message if they don't already have the tags, right? How awesome would that be? Let's see how we do that. So Zippy, to answer your question, this is how you know how many people went into the workflow. So you could see these numbers, like one person went through this workflow here. And if you click it, you can see who they are and when they went through it. So what are we talking about? Compliance message, reply stop, right? Reply stop. If a customer fills out the form today, we want, for the first time, we want it to reply stop. If reply stop to unsubscribe, you have to do that. There's big fines if you don't do that, right? But what if then they fill out the form again next week? We don't want to keep telling them that, right? So what you can do is you can add a text message here. And you have opted in to receive promos from Event Hawk. Reply stop to unsubscribe. Okay. But I don't want to send this to everybody. I want to only send this to them if the tag does not include, or tag is empty actually, or not empty, no. Tag does not include. So tag does not include coupon form fill. So if the tag does not include coupon form fill, meaning they've never talked to us before, I don't know that there's an easy way to do if they're a new client. I don't know. Maybe you guys could find that out. Is there a way to do it if they've never interacted with us before, if it's the first time filling out a form? I don't think there is, but that's why tags are important, right? If they have, if they do not have, if they do, yeah, well, this is, I guess it's the first time, right? So I don't know, you have to think on this one, but how can we do it so that if they don't, if it's their first time filling it out, or if they've never been through something else and you'll do that, then you would do that. I have to think about that one a little more. Sorry, brain fart. But we've gone through 2 workflows and I'm seeing a lot of comments here about how we're adding a ton of value. Glad that it's helping. I'm going to show you the ChatGPT one now, and then we'll wrap up. So we have, we created the Facebook group one. We created the follow-up one. Now let's go ahead and create a conversational one. So we're going to go ahead and create workflow and start from scratch. And then we're going to go ahead and name this one ChatGPT. Add new trigger, and we're going to do when the form is submitted. And which form? We're going to do, the form is the Facebook group form. I'm going to save often. And then you're going to click add, and you're going to look through these. ChatGPT, here it is, ChatGPT. Now this is a paid feature. It does charge you per whatever. And very, very, warning to the wise, word to the wise, be very careful with this. It will sometimes spit out some crazy stuff to your customers. So this is one that you definitely want to test out and keep an eye on. But you want to give it a prompt. So there are some example prompts here. Generate response. It gives you an idea of how to start. Okay. So your name is, you are a helpful, creative, clever, and very friendly assistant. Generate a best response email to this person from here for the below message. So this is generic. So here's how we use it. Your name is Kim. I'm going to give my AI a name. Kim, you're a helpful, clever, blah, blah, blah. Generate a best response text message. So generate a short response text message to the customer's name. And I don't think we need this for the below message. And it'll respond to their message. Now, this could go a lot of different ways. You're gonna have a lot of testing. So my recommendation, I'm gonna click save, would be for the first text to be manual. So we're gonna create a wait step. We're gonna wait 5 minutes. We're gonna make sure it's during business hours. And then we're gonna send a text, SMS. And then we're gonna say, hey, Mary, you were on our website looking at party rentals. When is your party? Okay. So I waited 5 minutes. I asked when their party is, and then the customer responds, right? So when the customer responds, then you're going to wait. Wait for contact to reply to this text. We don't need a timeout. So we're going to wait for the customer to reply to this text. And see, it's important to name them, right? So wait 5 minutes. Wait for customer response. And then once the customer responds, go ahead and respond to them. Now, they gave us their date. So I don't necessarily just want, you got to give the AI some kind of instruction. So this just tells them generate a short response to the text message for the below message. But I want to add to that, generate a short response text message to Mary for the below message, asking if the party is for, asking if she's planning, if she's interested in renting a bounce house or a water slide. Temperature is just, you have to play around with this. Just how random it is, I guess. So you'll have to just kind of play around with it. Played around with this, and my wife got pretty mad. She's like, shut it off. It's saying all kinds of random stuff to people. So, but I just want to show you how to do it. So again, the goal here, go ahead and play around with this and see what it does for your customers, right? See what the responses are like. You can go ahead and publish it, and we can go ahead and I'll show you how to test it. I'm going to remove the wait steps. And let's go ahead and test this one out. Okay. Save, test workflow. Let's see, 708. All right, here we go. So run test. See if it texts me. Yeah, I don't know why mine is not. Oh, because there's no A2P to this. All right, so this one's not going to work as a test, but you get the idea. I hope that you see how easy it was to really create this. But for this, it's just going to be a lot of testing, right? Just a lot of testing to see kind of what works and what's not. But it's a lot of fun and should give you some good instruction. So with that, I think that this is really, really good. Let me see if there's anything else that I can walk you guys through. You can add contact tags, remove tags. One very important one I'll show you is internal notification. Is very important. Send internal notification. This is where it will text you as a business owner. So send a text message when ChatGPT responds to a customer, for example, send a text message to Tariq. ChatGPT just responded to a customer. Make sure she didn't say anything correct. Save action. So now every time ChatGPT, it'll text me and I can go in and just make sure that everything makes sense and see it for myself. So that is how there's a lot of different things, different situations when you may want to have it text you. But that's it, guys. I hope that this gave you guys some value. Let's see, after you create all these workflows, can they be copied to be used for a different type of workflow, but modify? Yes, huge, great question. You can copy workflows. So any workflow, you just click these three and you can go ahead and duplicate the workflow. Any other questions? Let me look through the chat here. See, we are wrapping up right on time. See if we have any other questions. I think we got them all. Really, guys, like I said, this is all going to be just testing, right? Test. See what you get, see kind of what works, and share. Honestly, that's what we'd love more than anything. Share in the Facebook group and the EventHawk members group. Let us know which automations have brought you the most bookings, the most success, and which ones have not, so that we can really learn from one another. And with that, thank you guys so much for joining. This has been awesome. Thank you guys for the positive feedback here. Let us know what you guys want to see next. We're going to be doing one explaining funnels, and we're going to be doing a few other ones. So anything that you guys specifically want to see, any high-level EventHawk features, let us know, and we'll do something like this on them. Yes, this was recorded. Have a great day, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day.